Hello everybody, welcome back to the Loosey Goosies. It's been 2 years and we're officially back with Series 2. My name is Jonny, this is Georgie.
Hello!
And this is Sam.
Hi!
And we want to do a special shout out to Christina, our very first Patreon.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we're back with a midweek mini just to get us back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
And I have a new jar because we lost the old subjects. Here's me shaking all those all those subjects.
I am actually a little bit worried about this because Jonny has sat behind me for the last hour just giggling to himself. So
yes, I had to make these up on the fly. I've had no thinking time to think about what the response to these are going to be, but they're a bit.
So the aim
different.
of, I suppose the aim of the game is that we have no idea what is in here. Yeah. We choose one at random and we have 20 minutes to talk about it and use our brains.
Yes.
Which is quite hard after half a glass of rosé.
Yes. Speaking of which, cheers.
Yes.
Cheers, everyone.
I know. Should we do a ding? Are we allowed
Let's
to
do a ding, yes. Here we go. Sponsored by Rosé.
Sponsored by alcohol.
So Georgie is going to be timing.
Awesome.
I have my hand in the cookie jar.
Fabulous. Okay.
Okay, timer starts when I finish the subject.
Okay,
You finish the subject.
Here we go. Oh god.
You mean reading the subjects?
That's right. Okay. It's not one of mine.
Oh god.
Noel's house party and Mr. Blobby.
Right.
20 minutes, go.
Go.
Can I just say before we all begin, I love Noel's house party and Mr. Blobby. I watch it religiously. I still watch it on YouTube. It's my guilty pleasure.
Oh no!
I know.
He goes through cycles of watching it when we're going to bed and stuff, it'll be on. But literally for the last few years in particular, it's getting, in the nicest way possible, it's getting worse.
I know,
Right.
I know. I'm a creature of habit. It's almost like ADHD or something. I don't know what it is. I like Jonathan Creek from the 90s and I like Noel's house party.
Creek. Oh yes, but we're not talking about Jonathan Creek, are we?
Those are my two go-to 90s things. Noel's house party.
And what was the house that he lived
Crinkly
in?
Bottom
You
Manor.
were quick off the mark there. It didn't even have time to think about that.
It's already in the cannon, ready to be fired.
Crinkly Bottom.
Crinkly Bottom, yeah. And Mr. Blobby was his housemate.
Actually, I've never known what his whole role in there was.
I don't think they're blood relatives. He was just like renting a room in his massive mansion in wherever. And
What was he? Like
he
what
was a
was
blob.
he an animal? He was a blob.
He was a blob, yeah. I honestly can't think. Like, they must have had a board meeting and gone, we need a mascot. And then someone was like, drew this blob with pink blob with yellow spots.
With yellow spots.
And then everyone was like, yeah, take my money, make that happen. Yeah.
God, the 90s
Madness.
were weird, weren't they?
And his voice was like demonic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I don't. So we have a very, very fancy microphone called Blue Yeti.
We do.
We love her. She is.
We
not
haven't
a
named
bitch,
her
yet.
Already.
Oh, God.
There we go, 5 minutes.
Don't swear. Right. Yes. She's lovely and. I don't know where I was going with this.
I'm sorry,
Someone
who's
take
lovely?
over. The
Blue Yeti.
Oh, Blue Yeti, yes. And I was just
No
wondering
relation
if
to
she's-
Mr. Blobby.
She will pick up, if I try and do an impression of Mr. Blobby, how it's going to sound. So maybe avert your ears just for the next 30...
I'm going to close my eyes and visualise. Go.
Okay.
That is not
I didn't-
Blobby. I don't know what universe. No, Blobby's just like, Blobby, Blobby, Blobby!
Oh God, yes, I don't know where I am.
I think you just found some like twisted Bigfoot kind of like.
Shut up, that's how I speak in the morning.
That's how you hear.
He said blobby, yeah.
I didn't realise he was afflicted with astigmatism.
I think my favourite little bit from Mr. Blobby, I can't remember what the episode was about, but he was told he couldn't like go somewhere with Noel. And then he's just like storming off, walking up the stairs and just like kicking the wall as
He punched
goes.
the wall.
Yeah.
He punched the wall.
And then he just kind of like just
Frightening.
falls over down the stairs.
Yeah, he was a bit of a stuntman.
I mean, what an amazing job. Just...
Isn't there rumours that he ruined a kid's birthday party?
I'm
Like
sure
got invited
he
to a party and
ruined.
threw the presents in the pool.
I'm sure he ruined many lives.
Yeah. But okay, so we talked about a little bit about Mr. Blobby, but Noel. I remember watching him. I think I was probably more like 12. Or I can't remember how old I was when it came out. But finding him a bit creepy. His beard always looked too trim for my liking.
Well, I know people in the television industry and people who worked with Noel and other light entertainment people. And all those light entertainment people, Noel Edmonds, Philip Schofield, you name it, they all have that crisp, weird personality syndrome going on. They're all...
Too much starch.
Yes, something like that.
Very starched faces.
Yeah, I know. And that goes for women as well. Anthea Turner, etc. They all have that really weird, crisp personality.
Carol Smiley.
Oh,
Carol
gosh.
Smiley. Yes,
Whatever happened to her?
It's kind of like Stepford wife syndrome, isn't it? Like everything's perfect.
Yes, yeah. Well, that is like the showbiz glam, or the lower end of showbiz glam. I mean, they're not really they're not really Hollywood, are they? But and a lot of those people, when the cameras turn off, are absolute monsters. I'm not saying Noel is. I don't believe that for a second.
I have no idea.
Did you know he's a really prominent businessman? He's got like 100 million in the bank from different.
Do you know what
ventures.
He looks like? A businessman. He actually looks like Richard. Not Attenborough.
The guy, Branson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's the sort of crisp white beard that's very starched.
He hasn't got white hair yet, has he?
No.
Who?
Noel Edmonds.
Yeah. He's very grey. He's always been grey, hasn't he?
No, but back on Noel's house party, he had like brown hair and
Oh, TV magic.
Oh, God, yeah.
TV magic, yeah. Linda from Wardrobe.
Death becomes her finest.
Oh my God, maybe it's to like make people look more like Father Christmas, so they're appealing to children more. Sort of the beard, the white beard.
Interesting.
I feel like... What Noel are you thinking of?
I have no idea.
Father Christmas.
Oh my God, maybe I was just watching repeats of
He did
Father
do Noel's
Christmas.
Christmas Presents, which was a spin-off, wasn't it? And he was like Santa Claus.
What?
Going around like granting wishes for people like Jimmy Savile. Maybe we shouldn't put them two in the same category, but
Well,
you know what I mean?
Thin ice. Very thin ice.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Mr. Edmonds, please forgive me.
Jesus, you're making
You've set Blobby.
Johnny.
You've set Blobby on me. So I understand why you find him creepy, but that's because of that crisp personality.
He's a bit like,
syndrome.
pearly
see.
white,
Okay. Yeah.
kind of perfect teeth. Everything's a little bit too perfect.
Yes, yeah. I bet when the cameras turn off, he's a bit of a shark. I bet you, because he's a businessman. Yeah.
What did Noel's house party entail of? Like, what was the game? I can't remember.
So there were loads of games over the years.
Wow, yes.
It's like...
and into the mastermind chair.
Oh, thank you.
Here we have Johnny.
I know. I'm super cool. There were plenty of games over the years, but most of them resulted in a forfeit of being gunged. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Slimed.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it started
green
off.
slime.
It started off being in a perspex box, and they'll just gunge you, and then it turned into like a car wash. You were like car wash spinning things, and then you were gunged, and then it turned into my favourite, which is trip around the great house. You were in a cart. You started upstairs. You went downstairs. You went across the whole stage.
Like Funhouse.
Like fun, like a ghost train.
Oh, that's another one. Who was
Pat Sharp.
Pat Sharp. I put him in the same category. He's too starched.
Yeah.
And I like
and
him.
I hear out off camera he's a bastard.
Well,
You know,
not
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, my God.
Allegedly.
Oh my God, I don't want to be sued
Our
by
next
Sharp.
episode will be coming to life from prison.
By Sharp Industries.
Sorry.
Okay. But basically, I was completely in love with. I don't know why they call it crinkly bottom. I suppose they were going for that kind of. You can get like. What do you call it? Weird offshoots of the country called twat.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That's probably what they were going for, right?
Yeah.
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 So, all in all, I'm a big fan. A big fan of Crinkly Bottom.
Of
Noel's Crinkly Bottom.
Yes. What a brilliant... I don't know, my grandparents built their own house and they named it Cowpats, and I thought it was
Brilliant.
Yeah, they're
Brilliant.
like cowpats, because the field that they bought to buy it on had cows in it, and there were a lot of cowpats.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so why not have a house called Crinkly Bottom?
I mean, well, I think that's the area. I think it was called Crinkly Bottom Manor. God, I'm such a And I swore. Damn it. Oh man, but yeah.
Mr. Blobby, I'm not so interested in Noel actually, if I'm honest. Like, yeah.
There is an episode, you can see it on YouTube, where Mr. Blobby falls over live and his head falls off.
Oh yes.
And then Noel has to bungle him out the front door. And then make it and then obviously Mr. Blobby can't complete his scene, so Noel has to cover for a couple of minutes.
Oh no!
And
panic,
and tell the children at home, he's fine.
His head fell off.
His head fell off.
I just feel like Mr. Blobby is that sort of very endearing, drunk, annoying friend that you're just like, they're just really annoying, but you want to look after them and they're really funny as beep. But I do remember this obsession with Mr. Blobby and people writing I heart Blobby. Their badges.
Was that the Blobby song?
Oh. He went to number 1. I wrote to Mr. Blobby, by the way.
Did you?
I've still got it.
Yeah.
He sent me a letter back on pink, yellow spotted paper.
Amazing.
And then whoever is pretending to be Mr. Blobby, because I don't think Mr. Blobby would have done this himself. He's obviously got some PR agent signing his letters. I used to live on a road called Nimbod, Nimbod. He wrote Rimbod. Rimbod. I swear to God, someone's taken a piss backstage. Mr. Blobby was probably there with champagne, reply to my mail.
Yes.
And then this disgruntled employee, let's call her Susan, put Rimrod.
Oh, Susan.
Yeah, I know.
Rimrod.
Rim. That's not very Mr. Blobby, is it?
No.
He signed it, by the way. Blobby.
Blobby. What was the song?
Blobby,
oh Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, Christmas number 1.
I love the fact you guys remember that. That's brilliant.
It is a terrifying song though. When you listen to it back, it's what on earth?
Oh, it's a banger. I can't imagine dancing to it in a club, but in here, I'm just throwing shapes.
No, I can imagine that being very, very tippy-toppy on the gay scene.
Do you think?
Blobby! Everyone
ironically dancing to it.
Yeah, ironically.
Yeah.
Putting bunny
secretly
ears.
loving it.
Yes.
I think one of the things I love doing at the moment is watching on YouTube is Americans reacting to Blobby.
Oh yeah.
Things like Mr. Blobby and the little was it the car phone warehouse frog, Crazy Frog?
Oh yeah.
Was that car phone
Oh
warehouse?
my God, yeah, that really is stupid.
But Crazy Frog, the UK come out with such ridiculous stuff that no one else in the world would dare to do.
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
Everyone was on acid.
Yeah.
What? When they came up with Teletubbies?
Yeah,
or
apparently
when
they
they
were
watch
completely
it?
high as kites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mad.
God, I never really thought about that.
I feel like it's supposed to be about Noel's house party. This is all about Blobby.
Did you know there was a Crinkly Bottom theme park?
What?
Yes, it's called. What's it called? I think it's called. I think it's just called Crinkly Bottom theme park. And it was he ploughed in millions and millions into it, but then it went bust. And so they abandoned it. And now people on YouTube, urban explorers, are visiting the abandoned, Blobby house, which has been taken over by vines and graffiti.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah. I know why it flopped, because they didn't have any proper rides. That's my opinion.
What, you just went into Mr. Blobby's belly?
Got
jiggled around?
It was like have a... It was probably have a custard cream in Blobby's cottage or something.
Oh, God.
And, it's kind of why are we
here?
here?
Sounds like euphemisms. Doesn't it?
No, but actually I think that would be quite a good ride. You go in, when you go into the ghost house, the tumbly house at fun fairs.
Yeah,
yes.
I know, the fun house.
The fun house.
Yeah. The tumbly house.
The higgledy tumbly house. Come on, boys and girls. The fun house. And there's a bit where you have the floor and it's sort of it's like an earthquake and you have to walk across it.
Oh, yes!
Can you imagine a massive statue of Mr. Blobby? That and his belly, you go in and it goes blobby, 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 and you wobble.
Fantastic.
You wobble.
But and you make a day of that?
I could.
It'll just be like a little
just leave me there. You go and have your custard creams
in Blobby's cottage.
In Blobby's cottage, and I'll be wobbling around.
Surely at the very least they had, minus the gunge, but they had that ride.
What, trip around a great house? No, there was no. I don't think there was any roller coaster or ghost train-esque rides. Maybe they rented a spinny thing or Ferris wheel.
What would that be? His eyes?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to
Do you know what the
Blobby's
most
crinkly
terrifying thing
arsehole.
about Blobby? His eyelashes.
Yes!
Mm.
I know he's a mister, but...
Oh, you did get married though and had a child.
Yeah, there was a spin-off.
Do you not know that?
No! Oh, you guys, this is why I need to be informed.
God, yeah.
Okay, so...
Sorry.
I don't know. I wrote it down and panicked. So now we're talking about it. I have no idea.
He kept losing his eyes as well. Every time he because he was quite physical, every time he bashed into something, his eye would fall off. And then he would have to put his hand over his eye.
Oh, Blobby!
Yeah.
Oh, Blobby, yeah. Because he couldn't see where he was going, obviously, he used to just walk into things. And I just found it hilarious. I just remember walking to chairs. I was like, that's how I get home drunk.
God, yeah. He used to throw himself on the audience and all sorts. Just think, who's inside the Blobby costume?
Do you remember there was an episode? Do you know at the end of the year they usually do the end of year chat thing?
Yeah.
There was one with Claudia Winkleman and Jack Whitehall, and then they brought Mr.
The big
Blobby
fat
on.
quiz of the year.
Oh my god, it was so funny. He was literally
Jack is terrified.
almost taking the piss out of Claudia, telling her off as Blobby was like, Claudia! And then pointing at her, and she's like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah, that's worth a look.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
so
I suppose
funny.
he is, in all his weirdness and creepiness, he is kind of iconic to British people.
Yeah.
Is he a bit British? A British? That's
Is he a bit too British? Is he a British?
icon.
Oh, I'll put him up there with the Queen.
Yeah.
I'll have them head to head.
Yeah, I mean, did he ever get an OBE or a Damon?
Well, when I'm in power, he'll get both.
Yes.
He definitely will for
Sir
his
Blobby.
services.
Yeah.
Sir Blobby of Crinkly Bottom.
Do you know what?
Did Noel get that?
You're making me want to watch YouTube clips of Blobby.
It's
and
extraordinary. He is hilarious.
We need to bring him back as a meme.
Yeah, and he's incredibly inappropriate.
Young people, or anyone who's listening to this, please try and meme him.
Oh, I'm sure he
Yeah.
has. I'm sure he
Yeah.
has.
Because he's the perfect drunk person. You know, say toddlers are little drunk people.
Yep.
Mr. Blobby is a giant, big blobby drunk person. That's, I can't speak. Only one word. Blobby, blobby.
Do you think Noel's house party would have been as popular without Blobby?
No, absolutely not.
No, he's not.
No, considering, we've been talking about this for what? Let's check the time.
18 minutes.
18 plus minutes. And we have probably spent 90% of it talking about the love of Mr. Blobby, how much we loved Mr. Blobby, and how ridiculous he was, and how much Noel's a bit of a wet lettuce.
Yeah, he was.
But you wouldn't want to meet him in a business.
Oh, he would make mincemeat out of us.
Business meeting.
I'd like to go to a business meeting with Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, that'd be quite fun.
Yeah. He can, I don't know, invest in
Who would you
someone's
want? Okay,
arsehole,
out
someone's
of
wrinkly
Noel
bottom.
and Mr. Blobby, who would you most like to go for a drink with?
Do you know, I do know a couple of characters who act like Mr. Blobby, and I'm just a bit a bit bored of that. I'd like to watch that from a distance.
Yeah, you don't want to say you don't want to be associated with
Yeah,
that
I know
person.
that person, but I'm not telling you that. I'm just going to leave via the bathroom window.
Yeah, maybe bye!
Yeah, so Noel, though, what would we talk about? Don't know. Talk about his estate. His crinkly manor.
Hannah, no, how is your crinkly bottom?
Yes, please tell us all about that. Yeah.
I have, before we kind of go, because I'll just have a little look, I think we've got a couple of minutes left. I have a rumour about Mr. Blobby, or the person who played him, the man inside the suit. Sorry, boys and girls. Mr. Blobby isn't real. So he apparently lives in the area that I live in.
Oh.
And he doesn't like children. And he gets very, very arsey if kids make too much noise. And I'm talking about his neighbours. Because I may or may not know Mr. Blobby, the man inside Mr. Blobby's neighbours.
Well,
I guess Mr. Blobby is more for adults.
What?
I guess Mr. Blobby is technically more for adults anyway.
What? He's big and pink and got bright
Absolutely.
spots on him.
Absolutely.
And he does look like a bit of a walking massive doesn't he? So...
Well...
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. And on that note... we've come to the end of our 20-minute time with Mr. Blobby and Quickly Bottom.
We are out. We are out. Thanks, Mr. Blobby, for all those nights.
What nights?
I don't know what's going on.
What was you doing? Considering what you've just said about him.
That bit's going to get edited out, please. Thank you very much. So anyway,
okay,
we're blobbing off. Blobby, 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 blobby.
blob blob.
Brilliant. Thanks for tuning in to the Loosey Goosies. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support us, check out our Patreon for exclusive content, behind the scenes extras and more. You can also find a link to our YouTube channel there. Until next time, stay loose.